So I finally did it. Every time I record a video, I'm paranoid that I'm not actually recording, and that is what just occurred. I talked about Stephen King. I talked about his birthday. I talked about Castle Rock, and it wasn't recording. So here I am to do it again, but this is going to be shorter because I can't say all that again. So basically, people have been asking me about Castle Rock and what I think. So I don't do a lot of TV reviews, but I thought, what the hell? It's Stephen King's birthday, and so I think this is the perfect time for me to talk about Castle Rock. But first I want to talk a little bit about Stephen King, because, why do we even have Castle Rock? So Stephen King obviously is an author. He writes books, and chiaroscuro is mostly about film, but I would argue that you can't really talk about the horror genre without having King in the conversation. He might be the single most important person in the horror genre, definitely in my lifetime, I would say. I mean, he's influenced so much. And for me personally, his work has meant a lot to me, and I think people hear Stephen King and they think they know certain things. They know The Shining, they know Cujo, they know Pennywise the Clown, and they think, oh, he's horror, and that's all, But the man's a beautiful writer, and he has a lot of really great character development and a lot of just truth about life. There are little nuggets nestled in a lot of his books, just really beautiful quotes. And so I would encourage you to give King a chance as more than just a horror writer. That would be enough. But he's just a good author who I think sees a lot of truth in the world. It's been a long week. Gotta have my coffee to get through this. So anyway, he has written several stories with Castle Rock as the setting. I think The Dead Zone was the first one. Cujo, Needful Things. Needful Things was the last Castle Rock story that he wrote in the 90s. And so the show Castle Rock is based on that same town. And they basically took the town of Castle Rock and said, okay, well, what would it look like now? King hasn't written about it since the 90s. What would they be doing now? What would the town look like now? What would the people be doing? And they wrote a show around that, which is, I think, a really great idea. Produced by J.J. Abrams, which, hit and miss, J.J. And then the guys whose names I don't remember, but they created Manhattan, which is a really great underrated little show that I loved. So some good people with some passion were involved in this project. They cast some Stephen King alums. Sissy Spacek is in it, which, she's the original Carrie. And they also cast Bill Skarsgård, who was in It adaptation. So you've got the old King, you've got new King, which is, I think, really fun. And they created something new, and I didn't love it. I thought the characters were good. I thought the acting was really good. I thought the atmosphere was pretty good. But at the end of the day, the story just fell short. There was just a lot going on. And I'm not going to break down a synopsis on all the characters and everything. If you're here, you've probably seen it. If not, I'm not going to get too spoilery. But just in general, I didn't love it. Mainly because the story to me was not strong and was not clear and did not end on a good note. And that's one of my pet peeves. I think a lot of horror, that's where it goes wrong, is it's hard to resolve horror in a satisfying and correct way. So when a movie really when any horror really sticks the landing, that really satisfies me. And Castle Rock did not. Which, JJ, he's more sci-fi, and this show was a little more sci-fi. I wanted more horror, less sci-fi-ish stuff. And that's not really what I got. So I think it's definitely worth checking out, though, if you're into mystery, if you're into, supernatural or sci-fi. It's not super scary. I mean, there are some gory moments, but overall it's not really scary. And for me, the good news is that this is an anthology series, which means we get a different story every season. So I might love it next season. I'm definitely here for it. I'm here to, check it out and give it another chance. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next. I think if they listen to some feedback as a creator, you can't really listen to what people say, but hopefully they'll listen to some feedback, some common feedback from fans, and, maybe they'll come up with a little bit of a stronger story. Maybe a fewer characters and a little bit less going on with a little more satisfying ending. So those are my thoughts, my general thoughts on Castle Rock. Like I said, it's not something I want to really do a deep dive into, but it's something that I did want to talk about. And so I'm also going to give you guys an update on where I'm at soon, because I haven't written anything lately. I haven't written since Friday the 13th, and I haven't been doing a lot of videos. My life's changed a little bit, so I'll be giving you guys an update soon on where I'm at, what I'm doing, and what the future of Chiaroscuro may or may not look like. I'm not hanging it up though, so don't worry about that. It's not going anywhere. I'm just maybe changing some things. So anyway, happy birthday to Stephen King, and check out Castle Rock. Let me know what you thought about it. I'd love to hear. Another nugget. If you do like Stephen King, if you like to read Stephen King, you should check out the Losers Club podcast. It's really great. They go through his novels in chronological order and like break them down in detail, including all the film adaptations. Really fun. So I'll sign off the same way they do, and I will say to you, long days and pleasant nights.